Hello everyone, and welcome to another webinar by DataTill. My name is Timothy. Today we're going to be going through company setups. This is mostly based around new customers, although information here will be viable for everyone. Let us start simply by going to your company details where they can be modified. As you can see here you can put in the following as your company name, company slogan, the URL to your company's website, and images. These images, as you can see, the menu logo that appears here, your mobile logo if you have signed up for the mobile app, and your company logo as you've seen on the first page. You can also put in your email address, phone number, street address. Please take note, this email will be the email that clients see when receiving emails from your DataTill instance. Next, we'll be moving over to accounting integration and payment gateways. This accounting integration will happen when you use Sage 1. As you can see here, you will insert your Sage 1 username, your Sage 1 password. If everything's been created correctly from Sage 1 side, your company's ID will be generated here, and you will be connected to Sage 1. The steps down here all consist of the following: the force sync, resync of products, pull customers, pull items, sync item categories, sync analysis codes, sync accounts, sync tax rates, and test API. These are all to do with your Sage 1 integration. On to payment gateways. As you can see, here are multiple gateways that you can take function of: PayFast, Sage Pay, VCS, PayPal, recurring credit card processing gateway settings. These can be selected and enabled. As you can see, depending on what your company uses, you will insert the information for that specific gateway. As you can see, they all vary, but it will be up to your company to obtain this information and insert it correctly for gateways to function at 100%. Let us move on to SMTP settings. These SMTP settings are the main server settings for your DataTill to send out emails. This is the demo I am using, so it's containing the demo information. As you can see here, we'll put in your SMTP host name, your SMTP server port, your SMTP username, and your SMTP password for your server. A lot of the new clients will receive this information as the starting information to send out reset emails, although it is highly advised to immediately change this once the system becomes live, so that emails send and track correctly from your SMTP server. We will also go on to SMS gateways. As you can see, I've gone under setup, notification, tons of notification settings here which you can have a look through, but I won't be touching these that much. Down at the bottom you have your choice of your SMS gateway. Once again, there are multiple choices here. Depending on what your company chooses, you will select the one accordingly and input the information there and just update. This will allow your company to send SMSs through DataTill. Let us move on to system backups. System backups are extremely important for your DataTill. The first are the normal backup settings. Backups enabled. This can be put off, although DataTill strongly does not recommend this being turned off. Backup working location. This folder is the temporary folder on the DataTill server. You need to please make sure this folder is viable and existent. As you can see, if I put in a folder that does not exist, it will show you an X. Once again, you can select different methods when you want to do your backups. Backups defaults are at 3 AM, which you can adjust accordingly, but usually this is the best time to do a backup. FTP backups are extremely important. These are backups for your whole DataTill to send backups off-site. As you can see, I've filled in my information here as our demo. Once you have filled in your information, you need to make two steps first. One, you need to test your FTP settings. As you can see, it's been successful, and it'll show you the folders: Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, and Sunday. This is your FTP server IP address. You can put in the full IP, or you can put in the DNS name. The server port, 21 normally for FTP, 22 for SFTP. the FTP server's username, the FTP server's password, and the FTP server folder. Please, once again, do make sure that this folder exists on your FTP server. As you see, I will change it here, and once I test it, you will see there's an error verifying the FTP folder. Do take note that your backups are extremely important. In case anything does happen to your DataTill instance, this will be the only way that DataTill is able to recover data and restore your instance to the last backup that you have done. Now we will move over to a quick but simple part, departments. In here, you can create company departments. I will quickly create one, just so you can see. Give it my name, and I will just save it. I will explain now why I have done this. Let us move on to admin users. As you can see at the moment, here is my user. Admin users will need to get created as you move along in your company. These can be done for multiple reasons, as you have your general managers, your operational managers, support, technicians, sales, accounting, and everything in between. To add a user, you simply go add user, given the line manager if you would want, so that would be me, for example. Department, as you can see, this is the department I've just done. The reason you would do this is so that you can have an accounting department and have all the accounting people correctly allocated to that department, so when it comes down to auditing, you're able to view all your accountants, all your technicians, or your salespeople. The username can get put in here. This can be anything. This would be used for that person to log into DataTill. Their full name, their email address, their mobile number, and the password they would want to use. Please note, this needs to be correct and this needs to be correct, as if it gets down to the stage where a password reset has to happen, it will either send to the email or send to the mobile number. If this is incorrect, you will have to do the following. You will have to go onto that specific person and manually input a password for them. When creating a customer as well, an admin user, please make sure you enable the correct permissions for that user. For people doing sales, you will enable sales permissions. For people doing technical work, technical permissions, and so forth. Also, here are the notifications. Once again, making sure the email and the SMSs are correct is very important, as it will send those accordingly to what is set up here. Now we move over to help desk. Creating a help desk is really important, as it helps define tickets as they come in, organize them, and assort them correctly so they can be assessed. I've created 4 departments here, as you can see: accounts, installers, sales, and support. Very simple to create a department. You would just give it a name, a description. You can also make it admin only. On this department, you will then add the correct admin user for that department. Once he is added, you can set him as supervisor or not, and then just update. I will get back to this in a moment. Over here are your help desk ticket categories. As you can see, here are some already created: account inquiry, client request, desktop support. The reason these are important is when you go back here under your help desk department, for example, if I go to accounts and I would go link categories, I will be able to link a category to this department so that your accounting staff do not mix with your technical support. We will go back to this in a short while to see how further this helps. Over here you can create ticket reasons. These are very simple to make as a group and a title. The reason for these is when a ticket comes in, you can then give them a reason to say it was a sales payment, or account complaint, or technical router fault. Let us move on to mailbox scraping. I have added a scraper here already. It is not active at the moment, as this is the actual live scraper, but I will show you the process nonetheless. When you add the scraper, you will see the following: your mailbox title. This can be anything, although it is better to have it set as support or accounts and so forth. Your POP3 or IMAP URL, your port for that POP3 or IMAP URL, the username for this email scraper, the password, the type. SSL should be on for IMAPs most of the time, but dependent on how your server is set up, your email server. Delete after read also doesn't have to always be on, but can be. Action when unmatched is rather important. As this is for support, I will then be using create a ticket with no customer assigned. This will create a support ticket. Then again, if you would, for example, do a sales scraper, you would do the same, but then you would change it here. As you can see, generate help desk tickets, generate sales leads. Active being active, as it is not at the moment, I'll just leave that off. The start date of the scraper, the mailbox type, as I said, help desk for tickets, and sales lead for sales. Optimally, you will have more than one scraper, one being for support, one being for sales, one being for accounting, and so forth. As you can see, here is the default help desk ticket department. Those are the departments we created earlier. So for example, this is a support mailbox that creates a support ticket. I would like it to go to the support department. As I've only made one ticket category, it'll come in as email support. And I have not assigned a ticket user on the support, as I have assigned it to accounts. As you can see there, you can set a default ticket user. Once you have done all of this, you will go check, make sure that it's successful. If it is not successful, you will see an error at the bottom here, obtaining the information to why it would not be successful. You can then adjust accordingly and test again. Once it is checked and successful, simply update it, and there you have your scraper. Following that, once the scraper has been created, you can add mailbox scraping rules. Now these rules may vary. As you can see, you can name them. Match on email address, match on subject line, and then you have your following choices. Forward the mail, ignore the mail, delete the mail, or process the mail. You would use these, for example, if a company is sending a lot of emails in, but only certain subject lines would be necessary, as a sales request or a support request and such. So then you would process that mail on the subject line. Vice versa, you would then set a mail processing rule to block the rest from that email address specifically, under match on email address, but then the processed mails for subject line will be allowed through. And there we go. That is your basics for setting up your company from the get-go. I will wait a few minutes to see if there's any questions, and I will attend to them. Thank you. Hi everyone. Okay, no questions have come in. If you feel you need to ask a question, please feel free to email in